Did I almost have a midair collision and not know about it? Not have a clue? Well, it kind of happened before when that, F4, and when I was doing some chasing, it went by me and I heard it and saw the tailpipes. You may have seen that one. But this was flying my 310 recently. I went from Lake in the Hills up to Galt to get some fuel, and I'm coming back, and I got my flight stow software, and I download it, and I put it all together. And it gives me this plot here, and it shows me coming in on the Magenta line, and it shows another aircraft there apparently coming in, and it says that I had potential collision. Well, I'm looking at that, and I've got ADSB on my 310. I got a lot of stuff. If you've seen the panel, it's really nice. I've got a lot of stuff, but I got ADSB, and it gave me no alert that I was coming close to another aircraft. Nobody was on the radio. I didn't hear a thing. I didn't see a thing, and apparently I was just right on this guy's tail, and it said I had a potential collision. And, so I did a little looking at, well, who was this other aircraft? Well, it's a Piper PA-28. Okay, I went and gave me, it's coming right in there, and man, I'm close to this thing. I don't understand this. I can't believe I flew that close to it and never saw. I mean, talk about an accident waiting to happen. That just god awful terrible. So I analyzed a little bit more. I mean, FlightStow has all sorts of neat stuff you can analyze in that. So I analyzed a little more, and it shows this was the potential collision there. We were coming together, but wait a minute. This guy was coming into the pattern. If he was coming into the pattern and landing with me, why does it show that he's climbing? You don't, you descend to the runway. You don't climb to the runway, right? Unless, you really got low on final or something. I guess it could happen, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, okay, ADSB is out there. You can go and look at anybody's flight and see how they did. So I went and I started looking at it, and I got the depiction of what they were doing. And, okay, it shows where they were coming in to land, and then it shows the takeoff there. But I started looking at the numbers. Okay, well, for some reason, it looks like FlightStow got this backwards because he took off at 2:09. I landed at 2:11. And so he landed about an hour later. I was home by this time that he did the approach coming in, that it shows that supposedly I was having the depiction there. Now, he took off on runway 8 a little bit before me, and this time of the day, it was very light on traffic. That happens every once in a while. And, okay, he takes off. It's left-hand pattern. He makes a right-hand turn, comes around. And if you look at this, where he's coming off the end of the runway, typically, the way these guys fly patterns around here, he'd have been nose to nose with somebody. So that was not a good way to exit a left-hand pattern. He should have come around on downwind and exited from there. Okay, I am not anybody to criticize somebody for pattern exits based on the way I exit patterns at time. I don't do it the way you're always supposed to. My pattern exits may not be the most standard, okay? But I try to make sure they're safe. But if he had come around left-hand patterns, then he had been closer to me. So maybe he was thinking, hey, I'll do a right-hand turn, get out of his way, and it'll be great. And it was. But he was gone by the time I came in. So, in fact, if you look at where he was at the time when I was coming in to land, he's quite a ways away. So there would not have been a conflict there, and I have no idea why FlightStow put us together off about an hour and registered it as a conflict. But the one thing I noticed, they tend to pull weather. They'll pull to the Page winds. Now, the Page is a bit south here, and the winds aren't always the most accurate, but we use them for, altimeters if you need to, and we have to adjust, of course, minimums if we don't have a local altimeter setting. But I digress there. But anyway, the point is, apparently when they pulled this data, they got the timestamp wrong or something, because we were not in the air together. So this whole thing of, potential collision here, thanks, but no thanks. We did not have a potential collision, but you got my attention there. You can imagine when you look at this thing and go, my gosh, I was flying formation with somebody and I could have hit him. And that's scary. I mean, it's not that in, 55 years of flying and, 23,000 hours that I haven't passed close to people I've not seen, and stuff like that. It happens, and if it isn't successful, we call that a midair collision, and death be not proud, and stuff like that. So anyway, so that's my digression there. But it was interesting. It shocked me, and uh, they got it wrong. They got it wrong. I did not have a near midair collision, a near miss potential collision, and of course, it doesn't like the way I fly my airplane either. It thinks I descend a little too rapidly, and my finals are a little too short. I flew the Great Lakes today, and it said I had a 0.24 mile final, and it was a little close in. And I go, yeah, it was a little short, but that's the way I like to fly them. Anyway, I digress. Hey, I hope you found it interesting without being too confusing there. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching.